Hello, I'm Lil, this is Jake.
Hey, how you going?
Welcome back to our channel.
And this is our brand new 2024 Toyota Prado 250 GXL.
Yay! A round of applause.
I know, round of applause.
Everyone at home, give it a quick round of applause.
It's so beautiful. It's the most amazing car I've ever looked at.
So we're going to do three things. We are going to tell you why we chose this car.
Yep.
We are going to do a walk around of this car. And we are going to tell you all of the mods that we are planning in the future build series for this 2024 Prado Land Cruiser.
Definitely. And also, guys, make sure you subscribe because the next episode you see after this, we're going to be taking this thing off-road. We're going to be towing our 3-ton caravan with it. We're going to be actually using this thing for what it's built for. So if you want to see that, then make sure you subscribe.
You are not going to want to miss it.
No,
honestly.
No, for sure. Anyway, we'll first start with why we bought this thing. So I guess you guys all want to know why we bought the Prado. I mean, if you guys are interested in the Prado, what's good about it, what's not good about it, and sort of the thought process that we went through when buying the car. Well, I mean, we needed a new car.
Our car was sort of starting to the point where it had quite a few Ks on it.
Yeah.
We were sitting at 130,000 Ks.
Which you might not think is a lot, but at least, I mean, 80 to 90,000 of them we towed a 3-ton caravan with off-road. So it had done 2 laps of Australia as well.
It had been pushed pretty much to its absolute limit, which
Yes.
you guys had seen. We recently broke the diff, which was a little bit of a bummer. We broke one of the CVs, and you also probably saw it started to get maybe a little bit on the hottie side.
Yeah, it was starting to get a little bit hot and it still had a little bit of warranty on it, but obviously with all the modifications that we'd done, it just wasn't really worth trying to claim warranty on it.
But in saying that, best decision we ever made. Best decision.
To buy that car.
That car has taken us around Australia twice. It has helped us gain 20,000 subscribers. You guys have come along for the journey with us,
Yeah.
and for that we are so grateful.
And I think the setup that we had was like the best setup that you can have for a cheap car to tour Australia with. It was amazing. That canopy was the best thing ever. I'm still in the regret phase of getting rid of that canopy.
I think it's going to be a big transition.
Yeah, definitely. The problem was it was extra cab, so for us to try and like put more money into it and keep it along was something that, with us growing as people, it was always going to have to be changed.
It's sort of just like the evolution of our lives, of our channel. You know, where Jake's 30, I'm nearly 30.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe
we
get
can't
like
have
a mum car.
Yeah, we can't have a 2-seater car for the rest of our lives. So that, and also it was
We're not hinting kids. But we're maybe, no, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so there was that problem. We were really pushing the limit for that little car to be towing 3-ton and like have all the stuff around. We already had to get rid of our boat and stuff, which was our fault because we got a bigger caravan, and really pushing that GCM mark. And I don't think that car was really built to do what it was doing.
But to be honest, it did what it could do.
It did a good job.
And it did extra.
Yeah, it did a really, really good job.
It honestly was exceptional. So we are not coming here to say, hey, F Ford, buy a Toyota.
That was an amazing car.
I would say that Ford is going to have a soft spot in our lives for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Like, that was one of the best decisions we ever made.
And speaking of Ford, that was another decision to make, whether we bought the new Ford. So we needed a car that could tow our caravan well. So we needed a car with good weights, and we wanted something that was comfortable and just an upgrade. The only other car on the market with a good like weight carrying capacity was the Ford Ranger.
That is like in our price range.
Yeah, exactly.
That is affordable because
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably yelling at us being like, could have got yourself an F250, could have got yourself a Ram.
Yeah,
like,
or another like a 70 series Land Cruiser or a 300.
To be transparent, we can't afford that.
No, exactly right.
And you're looking at probably an extra $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000
for those kind of cars.
For those kind of cars.
Yeah. So this is coming in that range of around $80,000 was our max, and we were really, really pushing to try and get this.
We obviously traded, we didn't tell you this, but we traded our car in. So we didn't just go out there and spend $80,000+.
No.
We ended up spending less because we had that car that we could trade in.
And yeah, we
So
don't
to
still
all
have
the
it
people
sitting
who
out the
are-
back. Yeah, it's not in the shed.
To all those people that are like, how do you afford this? It's like, well,
We sold the car
we also only have one car.
Yes.
A lot of couples have two cars.
Yeah.
We only have one car. This is our sole car.
For us, it's an investment in
Our channel.
in our channel, yeah, and just for us, because we want to be driving out Australia in this. This thing is hopefully going to do another 2 laps, well, probably another 10.
Let's not jinx it this early on.
No, but yeah, so this car came in with a good, which at this point in time, Toyota still have not released the GCM. It's Wednesday. We have had the car for 24 hours. I've checked everywhere. Transport, even if you type this car in,
The VIN in.
yeah, you type the VIN in, you put the rego in, it still doesn't come up with the GCM at this point. I can get the GVM, I can get the weights, the brake towing capacity.
So we've done a little bit of a calculation, and we're thinking that it's probably sitting at about 6.5 ton.
Yeah, considering that they built this car on the 300 chassis, and that's another thing where I want to get to. This car is basically a 300 series Land Cruiser with a Hilux motor in it. I mean, they have this motor in the 70 series now as well, and then it's also got the 8-speed gearbox in it, which makes it better. It's beautiful to drive. It's a 250 Prado, like I said, but so it's about $50,000 less than a 300 series Land Cruiser, so that must be where they got the 250 from. That's what I'm thinking
Cash
anyway.
money
Cash
in our
money.
pocket.
Yeah, exactly. So we've driven it 700 Ks now, and it is not lacking on power. That's one thing I will say.
Oh my God, I keep being like, slow down.
It has a lot of power, and we came from, our Ranger was tuned, and even with nothing in it, like it went really well, but this would leave it for dead. And it's already got 33-inch tires on it from the factory, and it moves, doesn't it, babe?
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, so that was sort of the reasons why we went with this car. It was either out of this or the Ranger. The Ranger, again, we would have had to put, to use it really, a canopy and all that kind of stuff on it, so that would have added the cost up and the pricing. Whereas at least with this, we can sort of just get in it and go. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Rangers. There's a few things that are better with them than with this. With our decision, we just sort of thought that this was the way to go.
Also, change is as good as a holiday.
Yeah, exactly. We might not like the wagon. We might go back to it.
You never know,
a bit.
6 months' time it might be like, we sold our car.
Yeah, or we might just chop it in half.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We will see. But anyway, let's stop rambling.
And let's give you a look around the car. I'm sure heaps of you have seen maybe videos and stuff online, but this is the Australian model, so it's actually kind of different. And I didn't know that either until we bought it. There's a few things that we thought would be on it that were in the American model that aren't in this. Obviously this is a headlight, but they do make those round headlights, and you can't get them in Australia. I don't know whether it's like an ADR thing or something, but you can't get them. In the upper class models, they will have a slight change in them. They're like 3 actual HIDs, not just like one continuous. But I think these headlights look sick anyway. And you've got the huge big Toyota grille, which says Toyota. It's I feel like they're trying to go with like a 60 series vibe or something, or like FJ Cruiser, but looks so sick. It's also got headlight washers here, so these pop up and just wash your headlights. I don't know how much we'll be using them, but they're pretty sick. I'll show you under the bonnet quickly. Hazy. Alright, so under the bonnet, like I said before, this has the 2.8, I don't know whether you call it, I like to call it the Hilux motor, but because it was in there the longest, but yeah, 2.8, it's like 1 kd or something. But it has a 48 volt mild hybrid system, so instead of a starter motor, it's got like a generator thing on it. Don't quote me on this, but it can at certain points give you a boost of like up to 15 kilowatts in power for a short time, I guess, for like overtaking or like taking off or something. Under here, we haven't done anything to it, it's brand new. It's very jam-packed, but I know that on the 300 series, which is very similar, like I said, it's basically the same, chassis and everything as the 300. They do turn these batteries sideways so you can get a dual battery under there, but I think we'll probably be putting a battery in the back. Nothing exciting to see under there except for that cool little hybrid motor, which will show you how all that stuff works later. All right. Also, Toyota must have skimped out on the gas struts. It's got 18-inch wheels, 265/65 R18s, which work out to be around like a 32.6 size. So don't quote me on this, but legally you can change your tire size up to 50 mil, which is 2 inches. So legally you should be able to get 34.6 inch tires on this, so like almost a 35. I reckon that's pretty sick, to be honest. I mean, we'll talk about what the plan is for this later, but probably gonna happen. So these 6 square mirrors are wicked, and they'll fold in and do all that kind of cool stuff, just like a nice new car should. These are really tough side steps. I don't know what the plan is with these. I don't really enjoy side steps on cars. I think that they just get caught up and could potentially damage the car when you're off-road. So we'll see what happens with them, but we'll leave them on for now because I think they really do stop like stone chips and stuff flicking up. Coming around to the back here, windscreen wiper, this tailgate goes up and down. We'll open that later in a sec. Of course the tailgate goes up and down. It's an electronic up and down tailgate, but you also have this little piece here so you can get in there if you want as well, which I think is really cool. And a wing. I know I said in the last video when we picked it up, I love wings on wagons. Wagon wings. You can see up here it's got the roof rails as well. Whether we keep them or not, I don't know. I'd like to maybe do a platform, but we'll get to that. So I haven't even opened this, so I'll just run around and open this. But as you can see here, when you come around, diesel and AdBlue. I don't know how big the AdBlue tank is, but yeah, it's heard how big it is. I have found out that the diesel tank is only small. It's only 89 litres, but I'll talk about that again later, sorry. But yeah, so the diesel tank is only 89 litres. The car says it's getting about 1,000 Ks of range, which seems to be working out. So on the way up here, we've just done a 700 K sort of drive, and we're using about between 8.6 and 8.7 litres per 100 Ks, which is really good considering it wasn't like I was doing 80 Ks an hour either. Like we were driving and it was hilly and all that kind of stuff. For context, we drove from Esperance to Perth. So if you drive that road, you'll know that it's not just a straight road. All right, so.
Do you want to say there's like a little indicator in the window thing?
Oh, I think I got bitten by something. Always getting bitten on the video. Oh no, I have. I'm getting bitten by an ant. Ow, 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 it's starting to hurt me. Ow, oh, poof, poof, oh.
Is it a bee sting?
I think a bee stung me. I'm gonna end up in hospital again. Was it a bee? We need to find out and see if it was. Oh. I really hope it wasn't, because that really hurt me. Oh, I reckon it's just ants. Oh look, there's little ants around here.
That's why Hazel's itchy.
Oh, she's getting bitten. Stop, Hazy. Oh, poor little dog's getting bitten.
Yeah.
All right, we need to get her out of here. Because she's laying down in the grass and getting bitten. All right, we'll put her in the back. Come here, dog.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that little disruptance. I've got the stingos on the bottom of my foot now, so hopefully it's okay. Sorry about the flies if you can hear them buzzing around. That's pretty much around the car. One cool thing I've noticed on the way up, it's sort of cool to drive in, but it's also really bad for other things, is that this window is literally straight up. And I've never seen that amount of bugs get squashed, especially on our Ranger. Nothing compared to what that is. It must just like suck them in with a magnet or something. It's crazy, but it's lovely to look out of. But yeah, so just talking about the car as well, underneath, so one cool thing, it's got 4-wheel disc brakes, which I really like. Our Ranger had drum brakes in the back and they were horrific. It's solid axle in the rear with coil springs, independent front suspension. Now, I know that a couple of the models which come with an electronic stabilizer disconnect, we don't have that in here. We also don't have a diff lock. They're all something that I hope we could change maybe in the future. They're really cool options, but to me, they weren't worth an extra $20,000 more. It's also if you look really closely, I don't know if it's showing up on video, it's not white, this car, it's pearl white. So it's like a metallic white and it looks insane in person. It just makes it look super fancy and I love that. I really need to get some protection on this paint before she goes off-road. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the outside of the car as like a standard thing. We'll go through the inside because that's where all the cool little bits and the nice things are and pretty much why we bought this car. Alrighty, so I hop in now.
Hey, hey.
Lil's in here as well. Let's stick our little microphone in the middle. So, welcome to the cab of our 250 Prado.
That's not great with the shadows, is it?
No, it's not.
Just put it in the middle here, maybe.
Oh, I like this. So, welcome to the cab of our 250 Prado. Get used to seeing this if you want to follow us on our adventures. This might be a nice little angle for us. We might get it a little bit further back.
Just so you don't get scared off.
Just so you don't get scared. I don't want you thinking that Lil's a beast.
Something.
I like this angle now. Okay, that's cool. We
Okay.
might have sorted this out.
Yep.
But yeah.
Anyway, interior. We are in here.
I know. Leather. Well,
Let's
pleather.
start with the seats
Yes.
and the interior design of it. So yeah, we're sitting on pleather seats. They are heated and fanned.
Cooled, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got fans on them.
We have really given them a trial. The heated seats will give for a spicy sitting because they get really warm
A soggy
and
bum.
really quickly. Yeah.
Real soggy bum.
But then, contrarily, you can dry yourself out with the fan,
Yes.
which I also love.
Which is the plan. It's just on rotate.
Yeah.
The heaters and the fan.
Yeah. Pleather interior, pleather back seats, pleather center console.
On the center console, yeah. It's so nice and it smells so good in here. We've also got leather on the steering wheel as well. Leather on the steering wheel. So this thing has all of the buttons, hey. It's so nice.
I actually really love that steering wheel.
Yeah, it looks beautiful,
It
doesn't
does,
it?
yeah.
This driving position is amazing. Let me just close this door so you can have a look in.
Just on that, closing the door, how clean and crisp does that door sound when you shut it?
So good.
So crisp.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then do you know what, like a couple of other things I've picked up on as well. If you've ever been in an old Land Cruiser, like an older 70 or whatever, that is what these are super inspired from, hey. I think that's the whole part about this car is supposed to be a bit of a, like a retro sort of vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have sunroof, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah. Not mad about that. But
No.
we do have, that the Ranger didn't have, is passenger and driver seat mirrors.
I know, crazy. How good is that? I've got mirror with light. Hello.
And then above that is a microphone as well, so you can use Siri and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they've got microphone there, which we only had that one on the Ranger.
But there's dually.
Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, the Ranger was super nice. It had everything. It was 2021. We had Apple CarPlay. We had all that kind of stuff. We had like phone remote start, all that kind of stuff. It was really good. And I didn't think you'd get more, but this is more,
Here
isn't
we
it?
are. Anyway, let's stop chit-chatting and let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
So I've got switches for my windows and I can move my mirror and stuff. That's pretty cool. It's also got this little thing here that you can, so if you hit that, these bad boys fold in, or you can hit them and they'll fold back out.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sick. And then we've got all these cool things here, like, I think that's like DPF burn and all that kind of, you know, fancy sort of thing. Auto lights and like turning off your parking when you're trying to reverse up to your trailer, and I can open the boot remotely from here. Steering wheel, all this kind of stuff just like controls like the adaptive cruise and stuff like that. The adaptive cruise in this is insane. So adaptive cruise is basically when the car has a radar on the front and then you hit the cruise control and it will do, for example, 100 k's an hour until you get close enough to the car in front, and then it will hook onto the back and then stay behind that car.
A specific distance. So you
Yeah.
might be driving through the city and you might have it set on 15 meters, where if you're driving along a highway, you might have it set on 50 meters or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And it will literally bring you up to a stop. If the car in front of you stops, it will bring you up to a stop. And also, this thing has lane keep assist, so which is really, really good. And it basically, when that's on, you just sort of have to, you're at the mercy of the car, really. But yeah, you just hang out and it just drives you there, which is fantastic.
It will beep if you keep your hands off the steering wheel for too long, and if you stop looking out the front. There's sensors, and it can see you.
These little bad boys here. Oh, you can see them there. Those
Don't
little
touch it.
Lasers. Yeah, lasers.
We've got automatic lights, and we've got automatic wiper blades. But then you've got 2 buttons down here as well, which has got auto engine off.
Yeah.
So that's when you're stopping at the lights and it shuts off. You can actually just turn that off so that the setting doesn't do that. A new car thing where they all have to have it for all of the emission stuff. And then we've got tow haul, which I don't know, we haven't towed yet.
We haven't towed yet because, getting back to that, they don't have, this car didn't come with a brake controller. So right here on the American models, they come with a brake controller. And that's what I was expecting, and we don't have one, so that sort of sucks.
It's fine. It just means that we have to add it. We have to pay extra and add it on.
Yeah.
As just a plus.
Yeah, we will do because we can't tow our van with it yet.
Yeah, which is fine. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. All right, now.
To the centre, we have got. We've got four-wheel drive high,
four-wheel
drive low,
and then centre diff lock and traction control off.
100%.
You need that off, don't you?
Yeah, you need that off.
Doing the doughies in the car park after work. Cool gear shifter. This thing's super nice as well. We haven't had a chance really to go through all these like drive modes and stuff. It's obviously got like eco, normal, and sport drive mode. And then when you're off-road, I'm pretty certain it's got mud, sand, and snow, but we haven't actually had it off-road, so I can't...
We haven't done that, so we'll keep you updated on that front.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we've got 2 drink holders. I must say, I am disappointed with the drink cup holder situation because
terrific.
in the Ranger, and I know we're just comparing everything to the Ranger, but you could fit drink bottles, like normal size drink bottles, in this side compartment. Can't fit them there, and you can't fit them here. These are too small, so that's kind of disappointing. One thing that is not disappointing is the fact that there is wireless charging right next to the gear stick here, which is absolutely epic. We've been using that all day long. We've got 2 USB-C charging ports, and then we've got a USB-C display port, and then it also comes with an HDMI, which we don't really know what you would use that for aside from playing Mario Kart on the screen.
Which, might I add, we are definitely going to try.
We're going to definitely do that.
We're going to try and put our Nintendo DS into this thing.
But otherwise, I don't know if you know what that is for.
Yeah, who knows?
Because I feel like HDMIs are a bit archaic.
Yeah, they're old, aren't they? Why can't you just use USB-C?
Or why can't you Bluetooth? Anyway, back to here. We've got audio, like it's sort of like a passenger volume because there's volume obviously on the steering wheel, but otherwise we've got it here. Idle up.
Yeah, so that brings your revs up, for example, like when you're trying to warm your car up or something, like when it's cold outside, or I know you can use it for if you were running a winch or something, you can turn it up.
Yeah, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
And I don't know what the coffee cup is.
That is so you can view the 360 camera.
Ah, true,
So
yeah.
we can use all that.
So you can sit down, have your cup of tea and view what's around you.
Yeah, that is now known
As the coffee cup.
as the coffee cup button.
That's I could draw a better camera than that. And that's the steam coming out of the coffee cup.
Okay, so this is the coffee button.
That's the coffee station.
Coffee station.
Anyway, now moving up, leveling up, we've got the aircon zone. You can have like zones in the car. So if Jakey's feeling particularly warm and I'm feeling particularly cool, I can have mine on like 25 degrees. He can have his on like 16 degrees. And we can also have fans at different blowage as well.
Blowage. We like that word. That's a great word. Different blowage.
Anyway, we've also got demisting of the rear and front windscreens.
You need that.
Cycling through of the aircon, and then we've got rear. So you can change the aircon for what Hazy's getting in the luxury Lux back there.
The best part, the Hazy has her own aircon
Yeah,
system.
so there's 2 aircons, and Jake will probably film them, but there's 2 aircons on either side, so that's absolutely insane for her.
4.
Oh, there is 4 for the people down the back as well.
Yeah, those
Can
players
you hear
in the
me
back.
down the back? No, it's
Down
too
the back.
far. It's
But
too
yeah.
big.
All right, well, that's about it in here. Show us the glove
No,
box.
it's not. That is not.
Oh,
We're
no one
now
really
at the most
cares.
important part.
All right.
So these are the seats. We've got the the fan seats, and they come at 3 different settings, and then the heated seats, and that's on both sides. Sorry, I just had to add that.
Okay, well
2
done.
cents Saroonies.
Show us the glove box and how horrific it is.
It's really small.
That's
probably the smallest glove box, and especially because it comes with
this.
literally 50,000 booklets. One is an owner's manual, standard, but then you've also got a warranty and service manual. You
Fair
also
enough.
have a, wait for this one, and I don't know if you guys are going to be like, guys, you need to read that book because you don't know what you're doing. But so turn the steering wheel using your right hand. Slide your left hand. Anyway, that's the glove. That's the really pissy glove box that we have. Oh, you know what's not pissy? You know how often winter cars, they have like just carpet or they have like really ordinary foot mats? This comes with the most epic foot mats I've ever seen. They're like full heavy duty. And they're like obviously fit like a glove because they're made for the car. But they also come in the back seats as well. So can't go wrong. I've never sat in the back seat before.
Haven't you?
No. Wow. Welcome to the back seat. This is nice.
Wow, and see, this is the difference between...
Comfort.
Whoa, this is the difference between buying a Ranger and a Prado. This back seat is...
I think maybe we need to
whopper.
hire a chauffeur.
This is so nice in
Yeah,
there.
imagine.
Look at this. Look how sick this interior looks. That is so nice.
That is really nice. Just take a moment for that. I feel like such a grown-up right now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a grown-up? Do you feel like we're
in a
actually
grown-up
grown-ups?
car.
Yeah.
This is a grown-up car.
Let me show you something that is very grown-up.
Oh, they recline.
Yeah. I reckon I'll spend most of my time back here.
Also, driver's seat is electric in this thing.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Now, this is Hazel's seat. So, she absolutely loves it back here, doesn't she?
She absolutely loves it. But what I was going to show you is that you've got all of the aircon settings that you can adjust from back here. So that's amazing. We've also got cigarette lighter hole. We've got 2 USB-C ports as well.
Wow. Are they...
They're
they're
both
USB-C.
proper. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can charge everything all at once. Got some really nice pockets back here. I reckon our HEMA Maps book will go straight in there. Should we sit in the back seats?
Alrighty. I'm in here. We should just...
This is party zone.
Stuff taking these seats out. We'll take these seats out and then we'll have like a...
That's actually way more room.
Like a big limo thing. Hazel can sit right back here and then we'll just have all our stuff here. Yeah, there's a microphone here.
And more USB-C ports. Look.
Yeah, just here. And cup holders. 2 cup holders. And an ashtray. Well, it's not an ashtray, it's just a coin tray. That's sick. Look at this. Come with a mat in the back. And they're my feet.
Yeah, and you've destroyed the floor already.
Sorry, I'll vacuum it later.
Okay.
Alright, let's get out and...
Look at the back, which is obviously what everyone's been waiting
I know,
for.
everyone just wants to see the back. And we're going to have a chat about the back and what?
See what we think.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
tell you what I think. Wow. This is the back. Now, I want to have a chat to all you guys about the back of this car. So, first of all, there's too much going on YouTube and all that kind of stuff of people saying, this is an absolute design flaw,
Deal breaker.
deal breaker, all that kind of stuff. So you click on the video and all that kind of things. Let me put this to you before we get into this. If you bought a Wild Track Ford Ranger or like a Hilux Rogue and you went, it comes with a tub, like that sucks because you know what? I could buy the other model and that comes with a flat tray that I can put a canopy on. Would you think that? Or would you just think, I'm just going to change that tub to a canopy, or I'm going to change that tub to a flat tray? Or how about all the people with 79 series and 76 series and all that kind of stuff, and they think it comes with leaf springs. This is even more in depth. And then they change them to coil conversion because they don't have coils in the rear. Think about all these things that modify with the car. And just because this has back seats that can't be taken out because the battery needs to be covered, it's a deal breaker. Like, there's so many things. Already, we know of a few people, but we already know of a company called falsefloors.com.au who is going to be doing this one for sure. And as many other ones, he'll be setting up a thing where you can either bring it to him, I'm guessing, and yeah, you'll just be able to just take these seats out and they'll cover it with a floor, because you just need to lay a cover over the top of this battery so that you can put heavy stuff on it. It is not a deal breaker. Yes, if you're going to buy the car and not do anything with it, it's sort of a bit hard, but you can just buy a cover for the battery. And I'm sure that so many companies will be making an aftermarket like battery cover, or like we're getting, a false floor. It is not a deal breaker. But yeah, anyway, enough ranting. They have done this weird thing here, which is this plastic box, which is like really weird quality as well.
Like it's cheap.
It's super cheap, yeah. Super cheap auto, everything auto, much, much more. Please don't copyright me. Yeah, so it's really weird. I think you can just clip it out like quite easily. Well, yeah, it's about to pull out. Anyway, like that is, I will say, that's not on for an $80,000 base starting price car. That is really disappointing. I wish they just left that out. That would have been a lot better.
It's cheap.
It's cheap, yeah. It's a strange thing. I just would have preferred nothing there.
But I suppose, you know what, it's better to have that than to not have that and then...
Oh, it's out. It's out.
Oh.
That's what it looks like underneath. I don't know why they didn't just leave it like that. But yeah, there's a little bit of storage and stuff here, which is sick. There's storage in these door panel pockets as well. So yeah, I'll try and figure out how to clip this thing back in, but... Oh, that sounded like it went in, didn't it? Lewis had to run away, but it also has this AC port, so I don't know what we'll be using that for, but we might incorporate that into something. There's storage in here, which is cool. It's like a big pocket in there. Yeah, also there's tie down points here in the back seats, and there's tie down points just in here, which is sick. Yeah, that's pretty much it, like in terms of what's interesting in this car. But yeah, that's pretty much our car. And look, there's one other thing as well, which people are calling a deal breaker. And it's probably the only legitimate thing that I don't enjoy about this car. And it's not even that bad. It's only because the previous Prados had it and this one doesn't. So the fuel tank's only 90 litres, which is like a bit of a pain, especially for us because we'll be towing and going to like quite remote places and stuff. And I don't know what this thing's gonna do, but I'm guessing probably about 15 litres per 100 Ks with our van on the back. So that's only really gonna give us like, I don't know, 500 Ks range, a little bit more realistically, safely. So that's a bit of a bummer. But our plan is, and we'll get to...
Are you talking about mods?
We're about to start talking about mods.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This
Mod
is where
time.
people are going to be like, this is what you should do. You should do this. If you don't do this, you die. The world explodes.
I know. Anyway, we are setting this thing up to tour Australia. So it's going to...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. That's what we do. We go around Australia.
No.
So yeah, so it's got to be done like that. It's obviously a tow rig. It can't have everything on it. I can't put 37s on it. I might try, but I can't. And we don't want like a hectic setup in the back because we sort of will need to keep the weight down. But like I said before, we're going to run the false floor in the back.
So what we're going to do is we're going to whip out both of these and we're going to whip out... This is a beast of a box. I know people say I look like a beast. This beast is this box. This box is a beast, honestly. But anyway, so we're going to pull all of that out. We're going to put in a false floor, hopefully. And then from there, we're going to put in a slide out fridge.
I hope... No, we're going to have a drawer fridge.
Yeah, slide out.
Hang on,
like,
sorry, I just want to put our dog up here. I know
she's going to... No,
but,
shake her off first.
But can you get her? Because she's getting bitten. That's why she's not supposed to be here.
I'll hold her. So what we're going to do, we're going to do false floor and then we're going to do a drawer...
Fridge.
So we're going to have some kind of like 40 litre drawer fridge here. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get one that's a fridge / freezer. So either it'll be fully fridge or it'll be fully freezer, because I love to freeze stuff when we go remote because it just makes things so much easier in terms of having enough food for like 2, 3, however many weeks we're going to be gone. But yeah, that's the plan on that front. We're obviously going to need to take this bad boy off.
Yeah, this big nappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
It kind of looks shit.
It does, I know. So
I don't know, people will be like, that looks really sleek and clean, and it does look really sleek and clean.
No, it looks like it's got a nappy on.
Okay. But at the same time, we're going to have a big boss tow bar in there.
One thing for you Land Cruiser boys that you'll know,
in there.
that this thing looks really ugly when you take it off on the 300s and you have your tow ball in. It looks unfinished. But
however,
the 250s...
How do I open that? I've never opened that before.
Come with a split cover that goes over the top, so it looks a lot neater, which is cool.
That is cool.
So that's pretty much what's going to happen in the back there. We're going to leave this piece here. Well, probably not actually. So we'll probably eventually put a rear bar on this, which I'd like a swing away tyre carrier, because we're going to take this tyre from down underneath here, because we'll probably go bigger tyres and it won't fit under there, and put it on the back.
Yeah.
Which will be sick.
And we really want to have it so that it's angled. So instead of it being just like a tyre cover here that goes
just
up,
flat.
it'll sort of go up and in.
Yeah.
So the tyre will sit like here.
Real hot boy.
Yeah.
So we like that. And then that will leave us the space underneath the car to add another fuel tank. So that's our plan with that. And then basically a roof rack, so we can chuck our max tracks and an awning on. And like
Obviously,
I said,
wheels and tyres.
we'll get wheels and tyres. We'll put some suspension in it so that it's good for towing and get a bit of lift.
Potentially take the side steps off, but I don't know what we're going to do on that front.
Yeah, and
we don't want to make it too heavy, obviously, so we don't want to pull that off and then put on something really heavy. So I don't know, that's a work in progress.
Yeah, basically like all those things, that's pretty much all we're going to do to it. Hopefully put like a light on the roof rack. And maybe get some comms, but we're going to keep it super simple because
we think it looks really sexy as it is.
It does look so good, and also we sort of want to show you guys that you can tour Australia with nothing. We're actually going to take this thing across the Nullarbor. It's going to be a long time before we can start getting products for this, so we're going to travel in a car that is unmodified. And
for a little while, yeah.
Yeah, for a little while, and I'm going to show you that, I don't know, that's all you really need.
Yeah. I mean, it is a fancy car.
It's a fancy car, yeah, it's a fancy car, but that's only because it's got fancy things on it. It's at the end of the day, it's just a normal four-wheel drive. Yeah. It's got the highway tyres on it, just a few little things.
You've got that right where Hazel's breathing. Everybody's going to be like, poor Poochie.
But yeah, so yeah, plan is just a few little tasteful mods to start with. Well, probably for a long time, really.
But if you've got any ideas and you're like, you should 100,000% do that, then let us know.
We're not wagon people, so we don't have any like.
Yeah, we've had zero experience on this front.
I've only ever owned utes.
Anyway, I think we've been blabbering long enough, but
let us know.
We are so grateful that you've made it this far into the video. We love you. Please like and subscribe, ring the bell. And next week, we're taking this bad boy somewhere. I don't know where. Off-road, maybe.
Definitely going to go off-road. We're going to test it out.
Stop it.
Yeah, test it out. Hopefully we get our brake controller. Hopefully we're going to be able to show you guys how well this thing tows. But yes, please subscribe if you want to see that. And thanks so much, guys.
We'll see you next week. Buy yourself a bobcat.
Yeah, get yourself a bog tat. Support the channel.
Yeah. All right. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.